Hello, good morning.
How are you?
Really well, thank you.
You okay?
How are you doing?
Good to see you.
So nice to see you too. Thank you for having me here. Honestly, it's really special and great to see you again in person.
No, likewise. Shall we go?
Absolutely,
Let's
I'm
go.
in your hands. Great. It's so lovely to have a chat with you, and I know how passionate you are about mental health, and you've gone on your own journey, haven't you, around discovering
what it is.
What it is, exactly, and how we can support not only ourselves but each other as well.
Well, that's it. I kind of have got into this world in a way that no one really should do, and I wish I wasn't associated with the word suicide. And unfortunately, that word will follow me around for a long time. The thing that happened to me in losing my best mate to suicide and losing someone that you're with every single day, I felt like what someone had told me a suicidal person looked like.
Yeah.
Like what someone that was suffering looked like.
Your sort of preconceived sort of ideas
like,
around that.
It was as if someone handed me a paper and said, by the way, everything you thought is a lie. And you need to go and tell people that. And you had this overwhelming sense of like, oh my God, like we need to talk about it.
Yeah.
And what I found was I ended up not kind of talking to people about suicide and not talking to people about, oh, this is how you make your mental health better. I started talking to people about friendship.
Yeah.
And genuinely, that's the thing that will save lives. You know, this is what always fascinates me. Boys and guys especially, we're so quick to tell one another, you know, oh, you should be doing this in the gym. But when it comes to therapy or having certain chats, everyone shies away from it.
Exactly. So everyone cares about it and takes a lot of time over their physical health. So I find it much harder to not only talk about their mental health, but actually understand ways in which we can also look after it.
100%.
But I loved your documentary, Our Silent Emergency, and the conversations that you had with lots of the individuals there. The fact that relationships comes out so strongly through that is really powerful. And do you feel you learnt things in the documentary you made and the journey you've gone on? Do you feel your views around mental health and suicide have changed?
It's made me realise that, OK, if we really want to make a difference here, we're going to have to go younger. That's why I think the work that you're doing is fantastic, because really that's who we need to be targeting. So, obviously, you know, you're working a lot around early childhood. What exactly does that mean?
Early childhood, and there's lots of different ways to talk about it, but for us, really, it's from pregnancy to the age of 5, because it's when our brain's growing the fastest. It's at its most malleable, so it's really such a critical time to lay the foundations for our future adult selves, really. It's a bit like building a house. And without strong foundations, without this sort of solid start in life, then those building blocks are much harder to build later on in life.
I suppose for kids that haven't had that chance and that opportunity to have a great childhood, it must be even more important, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's really important to stress that we can't take a fatalistic outlook on this either. You know, for those who haven't had happy childhoods, they can still go on to happy, healthy lives with the right support and the right interventions as well.
Yeah, it's tough to think that not enough is done about it. I mean, I suppose for yourself as a mother, was this something that you wanted to learn for you as well as like putting it out there?
Yeah, absolutely. And the key things that I've come away with and what I've learned the most is, and which is what the science says really, is that the importance of having healthy and strong relationships in a child's life is really critical. Having a nurturing environment and having experiences in which a child can really understand and discover not only themselves but also the world in which they live. You know, these are the key things that we should really be focusing on early childhood, because they set us up for so many things later on in life.
Yeah.